Sports Punch. We back with another episode. Bear down in his hole, but we didn't get the win. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back with my co-host Keith Too Tall, who got a fresh cut, looking like one of the Chucky dolls from back in the day. He trying to be crispy and clean and everything. You see him getting all sexy with his lips and
I'm,
everything.
I'm feeling light skin. I'm feeling light skin today.
My motherfucking guy, you are light skinned. All you
No,
missing is
no,
your
for real
blunt.
though. Like I ain't had a haircut in like 2 months due to like it's been super cold. And the time I was gonna get it was like the weekend I went to the Bears versus Browns game, which was like -10 degrees and all that. So I was like, I gotta keep this hair. And my barber in the burbs, so I just never got out there. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't that quick, young spry chicken that I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So getting out there, so take a little bit. But bro, ever since I got the cut. I ain't been outside, but like just going to little stores and stuff. Motherfuckers have been smiling at me. Motherfuckers been nice to me. I'm like, dang, I was out here bad.
You were
Man.
out here bad, looking like you was just really.
I look like them caveman
First of
from the
all, it
caveman
looked like
commercial.
you failed the 11th grade about 4 times. You
Nah, none of
understand
that.
me?
I ain't never been to summer school. Ain't never. Nada,
I
near,
have.
nada.
I have. Listen, for those who don't know, I used to go to summer
Hey,
schools just to go, not because there was anything
no,
wrong with my
no.
grades.
No. Some people like they had to go keep going to school because either they family like no, you gotta keep going, or my us wanted to go to summer school for some reason. This guy, I don't know. I
I
like to enjoy
went.
my summer.
Okay, let me explain. Let me explain for those who are listening. I went to summer school because it kept me and my younger sister from being babysat by people we didn't believe in and didn't want to be around. These people weren't the best at looking after other people's kids,
Yeah.
and there weren't a lot of activities for us to do. So if you take summer school from the hours of 8 in the morning to around 4 or 5 in the afternoon, there's activities for you to do.
Dang.
And if it
Dang.
wasn't my fault, it wasn't 5 o'clock. So
I was gonna say
it was
that's a
from
regular school
no, it
day.
was like 8 to like
Like
one or two in
12 or
the
something. Yeah,
no,
one,
yeah,
two.
like 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay,
So
yeah.
we got up, we went to school. There was a bunch of playing time. There was breakfast. You did your learning, and then toward the end, there was just more playing time, some learning, playing time, and then you went home. And it was me and my sister, and then people from from the rest of the neighborhoods around the area. We
Yeah.
all got together. We just had fun, and we all just hung out. We played catch a girl, kiss a girl, and we did a bunch of stuff. But why be with a babysitter who was not what you wanted to be around when you could just be at school hanging around people that you are familiar with, and it makes more sense. Ladies and gentlemen, we just having fun. Keep Too Tall just got a motherfucking haircut. I'm still bald. I'm still waiting for my motherfucking
Have you
soul glow to grow in. I've been taking these special pills. They ain't
have
kicked
you
in yet.
have you heard the ball nigga anthem yet?
No, I haven't heard the bald nigga
Oh
anthem.
nigga, ball nigga. No, it's a dead like dead. It's a song on social media, like on Twitter, everywhere, where it's this dude like got a song called "Ball Nigga," and they go, "Ball nigga, ball nigga, ball nigga," looking like a bowling ball. Look, you gotta watch it though. It's funny as hell, but
It
it's an
may be
anthem right
funny,
now.
but fuck that nigga, man. You ain't got to do all that.
I
Just
mean,
for
the dude. I don't know if the dude that made the song is ball or the guy in the video is. I see that he's legit ball, but I don't know if the guy in the video made the song. So.
to
Shout,
the guy
y'all got one though.
to
Y'all
the guy
got
that
one.
made is he light skinned?
He actually dark skinned, so he like dark skinned as a ball.
Oh, lame ass nigga, man. You whack as
Oh
hell
nigga,
for the yeah.
oh nigga, oh, I was like, oh y'all got one. Y'all got one.
Yeah,
And
he
then,
lame. He lame for that. And then we back with Keith Too Tall, who got the JT hairline.
hey, this is precision cut
Yeah, yeah. Well,
top.
I see the do-rag line on your forehead and everything like that, you know.
That's
He
how
been
cold the
licking
cut is. I ain't used to
he
do
been
rag.
licking his lips all day
I
and
ain't had the
everything.
do rag in since fourth grade, and I see. I want to start popping my stuff. That like, it's some
Mm.
things that in my life I legit like started some things.
Looking like a Chinese Dominican.
In fourth grade, not I say about third, fourth grade, I had got waves because of my brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the first people in my peer that grade, fourth grade, that
Mm-hmm.
had waves and brought wave caps and stuff. Next thing you know, my whole class doing it. I started that there in my grammar school, John Harvard Elementary, 74th and 75th and Harvard. Yeah, 75th and Harvard. And then I brought back in I say oh 08, oh 09, I brought back ball phase in Chicago. Wanna know how I know? Because I was getting joked about it every time. I was like, "You got the Boosie fade," or I was like, "You got the fade." Like I was getting clowned about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now you know everybody got ball fades again. So y'all welcome. You know, I'm a trailblazer. I do some things.
I don't know about that. We prefer over here, we prefer to taper. Get it all cut down evenly and just get it tapered up,
That's the
man.
thing. Like I was
That
getting
ball fade don't work for everybody, bro.
that's true. That's the thing. Like that I
Because
wouldn't.
I did it for a while because the
That's
homies had it.
what I'm saying. Like when I was younger, my brother like when I had the waves and stuff, they was like you gotta get tapers. You know, you gotta get low and cut. They didn't think with my hair I could get tapers, so I was getting tapers from about fourth grade to about high school. So then for some reason I ain't had a bald face since I was like a kid.
He fucked your shit up, though.
Who?
The Bob, he fucked your shit up, though. I'm looking at it right now. He fucked your shit up.
Bald nigga, bald nigga, bald nigga, bald nigga. That's it. You gotta answer so like you can't roast on me. You can't get on me because y'all got to answer right now.
I love it. I love it. That's
But
what I wanted
no,
to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. Yeah. Yeah.
no. It's just I just think those two things I definitely put motherfuckers on. And going up north, motherfuckers clown me for hanging out with them white people and stuff. Going up north, now all niggas going up north.
Listen, if you from out south and you never hung out up north and got cool with no people from the north side of Chicago, you lame as fuck. You a
Yeah,
lame. If you
no, that
think
like
that hanging out on the south side of Chicago is everything and you don't know nobody up north, you lame.
bro, it's been people that like they live most of their life 18 to 24, maybe 30, ain't never been outside, well, past out south, maybe out west,
Because they suckers.
barely downtown.
They suckers.
And then they don't know that up north, like Howard, that's under the hood.
So it's totally different from where you live. There's some people up there, and I ain't saying everybody. There is a just a small group of people that are just gonna fuck with you just because they fuck with you. Not because you got money, not because of your influence or your power or anything. They just gonna fuck with you just because of you being the person that you are. But you got to be genuine. And when they figure out that you're not a genuine person and they can recognize what you are, and you a sucker, they're gonna move away from you. But when they can feel the energy and they can pick up on that and they recognize that you're a good person,
Yeah,
you good to go. You know what I mean? But it ain't gonna happen everywhere. It's not gonna be in every group of people. You can be around Latinos or whatever you want to call them, or Chinese or whoever it is, and everybody gonna be able to pick it up because they get out of the norm of what they're being taught
yeah,
to fuck with you and they vibing with you based on I'm leaving what I know, what's standard to me in the culture that have been receiving my whole life to vibe with people that I think are on the same frequency. And when
yeah,
they try to vibe with you and you still on some fuckery and some foolery, they have to pull away and get away from that because they realize that it ain't what they want to be around. Same way for us. When we run a vibe with people and they're not what we think they are, some of us become emotional and we want to get mad at them and say a lot of specific things to them and call them that they ain't real and they
right.
lame or whatever it is. And you want to say that, you want to do that. But the other part is, man, just get out their way and let them know, yo, I can't be around you because my spirit, my energy doesn't recognize who you are and what you are to me currently just doesn't mesh with who I am and where I'm going. So salute to the people up north on the west, east, north side of the city. Um,
Yeah,
and God bless all those people. But let's get to it. The Bears lost, bro. What a game. I had to go on 30-27. I think you said 32-35 or something like that. I can't remember the score that you were pushing it for.
like I said, either 34-31 or like 37-34. But I think 34-31.
It was a shootout, bro.
And a real shootout, like legit, like bop, mother was busting back.
They were shooting back, bro.
Like, bro, no defense.
Niggas was dodging cars,
And
hiding under cars, trying to ride bicycles, getting on scooters, trying to shoot back at
like motherfuckers
motherfuckers.
was running like
Yeah, reloading clips and
it was
still couldn't get the job done. Keith,
tough, tough,
what
tough.
happened, man? Talk to us. What happened, brother?
Oh man, it was legit a shootout. Defense was not played at all. I mean, it was crazy. Like we started the game off with a pick six in the first on the first play.
The
Like
very first play,
like legit got spotted 7 point lead, and
while
then
Keith was getting his hair cut,
now I was in the crib, fresh already. Yeah, definitely freshed up by then.
rubbing
Just
his
Sunday
nipples,
night.
listening to Prince.
Like I mean, purple rain, purple rain. But no, man, it was a
Baby,
duel.
yeah.
But, but but no, it was just a legit duel between quarterbacks. Brock Purdy, man, since he came back from the injury, he been 6-0 with the 49ers and been hooping. He had 5 touchdowns last week. I think throwing, or probably like all together, but like he had five this week. Three of them I think was throwing. Two of them was rushing. He just balled out. We just couldn't stop him, even though we did have a couple stops. The pick six, and then the third and out in the fourth quarter when we had the chance to actually take a touchdown lead. But it was literally the first game they said that actually went score by score, 7-7, 14-14, 21-21, 28-28, 35-35. And then when it got 35-35, Bears took a 3 point lead to make it 38-35. Should have had a touchdown, man.
They
But
put a hex on themselves. Some people saying they put a hex on themselves. Oh,
yeah,
bitch
so
asses.
yeah, and then Purdy came down, did some crazy stuff, throwing that thing, gave it to Jawan Jennings on like a 35-yard catch and run to take a 4 point 3 point lead. Then they went for two, so it made a 4 point lead. But as always, this shit, man, we had 2 minutes left, had a lot of time left, and the ball in Caleb's hand and our offense. We know the defense ain't making no stops, so like it's on us. And I'm confident. I'm like, oh, this is what we've been doing all year. We already got six of these comeback wins, 2 minutes left. What makes you think it's going to be different? I mean, only thing is we away. It's tough for doing it in a row, but we've been balling all day. Caleb been throwing dimes all day, dots. Luther Burden, he was busting ass, looking like a true number one receiver maybe next year. He for a rookie, like he hooping, like he
Maybe.
killing.
Let's see, because I looked at DJ Moore, and him and DJ Moore got the same amount of yards
All of them.
receiving, you know.
It's four of them. Him,
Yeah,
Colson, the tight end, got
yeah,
600 yards.
yeah.
Luther got 600 yards.
So
Rome
maybe
got
DJ Moore ain't there next year, and maybe Luther Burden steps it up and does more on the practice field to make sure that he's good going into the season. Maybe he steps it up and shows his worth and his value. And during the off season, DJ Moore gets cut. I don't know what's going on with DJ Moore. I was expecting him to be more of a threat and overwhelming to guys during the course of the season, but that's not what has happened. I don't know if it's because of something that's going on with him. He's ailing, like there are injuries, or if it's just because him and Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams aren't meshing together very well. Whatever it is, figure this shit out. If he don't belong there, let's get him out of here. Rome Odunze is back next year or back toward the end of this year for the playoffs. He'll be back. So we'll see what happens with that. But I don't think DJ Moore is going to be a guy who's going to be here next season
so like,
for the Bears.
probably like 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, that was a legit question. I feel like, and that was becoming rumbling around throughout the city and like on media, sports media. But those last 2 weeks without Rome, or especially without Rome, but like when we had Luther Burden, the game against the Packers, and then the game before against Cleveland Browns, that when DJ Moore showed up and showed like, he showed me like, oh, that's why we got him and keeping him because besides like just him being a receiver, like he had some of the best catches, like the one that Kittle threw going out of bounds,
Hmm.
who across his body 30 yards to DJ against two defenders.
Hmm.
Amazing play. He had two touchdowns that game, and then game against the Packers where he stepped up, showed up, huge bomb. Like he didn't do that good because like you said, he has been injured throughout this. Like every week he's been on like the
He been
injury.
nicked up.
Yeah, Nick does like with back injuries and like he been fighting through it, and that's the thing I'm like. That's what I'm liking about it is like I'm seeing some heart from him because last year they was questioning that if he was had heart, willing to play for this team, go through the fire with them, but. This year, I think with just the receiving room they got and the coaches they got, he valuable more than we think. Because actually, he's one of the better. I feel like better blocking receivers. Like he can get get down on some linebackers and safe safeties to get the running game. But I think he's shown his work these last two games where like he obviously made that game winning touchdown against the Packers. And when he do gotta get a chemistry better with Caleb, and Caleb's gotta find him open when he get initially open. But I don't know, I think with this you need to, like, if you want to be a good team, you gotta have like two legit receivers. Your third one gotta be good or like some type of gadgety great. I think we got them. We got Rumor Doomsday, you got DJ Moore, and you got Luther Burton. The thing is, you can change them. Like Luther and DJ, you could definitely put one in the slot, one on the outside, switch them up.
Then you have Loveland. You got
You got
Komet.
Loveland, you got Komet.
Then
Like,
we got to figure out a way if Swift is good with catching the ball, or is it Manangai, if one of those guys can catch the ball and move around, or do we just hand it out to them motherfuckers and let them go 100 for 100 out there, or 80 for 80 a piece on the running side? The best part about looking at that is knowing that our offense can score the ball. If
yeah,
you look at it, because I
that's
was looking at the yardage, and I think that Manangai had around 700 yards running the football, and DeAndre Swift had 1,000 yards
yep.
running the football. So that's
1,700 yards
1,700 yards, all getting close to 2,000 yards towards the
rushing.
end of the season, rushing the football. So that lets me know that we have an offense designed to support just about everyone out there.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I think with this offense, if it's as good as it can be, like, I mean, you may not need like to be a one receiver that got to have 1,000, 1,200 yards or more. Like, maybe it can be about 800 to 1,000 for each one of them. Like, if you spread it out right, I think when you got Colson Love and showing that he might be the actual worthy of a top 10 pick that we end up getting in the first round. I mean, and with Swift, I think like he just needs space. Like, he was never like a bruiser, but like if you give him some space, like a gap, he'll get through that and like make some moves. And if you put him in space, he good. But Mananga, he a north runner, like just go straight,
But that's
run
what we need.
hard,
We need a guy that's going
get
to
them
go in there
extra
and
yards,
pound.
and
And,
that's
and, and the thing between them that separates them is that Manungai is more the guy that's going to be like the cowbell, right? So
yeah,
that's Thunder, the guy that's going to strike and strike different spots. That's going to be DeAndre Swift, and it's good to have that. So we know that DeAndre Swift is going to be that guy that's going to be lightning. Excuse me, apologies for that. And we know the guy that's going to be Thunder is going to be the cowbell back, and that's going to be Manungai. So we have those two. We have some decent wide receivers, and we have this awesome effing quarterback that can do a lot out there in the field. And we're looking to see him do more, but at the same time, not just do more. We need him to actually be more accurate. Champ, come on. All you got to do is to during the off season, whatever it is that you have to do, if they have to do the drills where you run from side to side, hitting the targets, and you hit them, hey, the ball can only be here when you're throwing a ball. Where you're dropping back, throwing off your back foot, off your right foot, off your left foot, moving, whatever it is. Work on that, man, because we want you to be as sharp as you can be. So there is no weaknesses and no flaws. It's like boxing, man. We got to keep all the flaws off the canvas. There can be no flaws on you when you go out there. People need to fear you when you go out there. That's just me and my thinking. Like I know you got an arm, a Brett Favre arm. You got a cannon. You got a bullet. You got a laser for an arm. But now we need to get you to dial it in, and we need your mechanics and your technical skill to be on point going forward. What do you think?
I think that'll come with time. Like, especially with my thing is like he actually have a coach and a coordinator for more than 1 year back to back. For that we when have we ever had that as a quarterback on our team? Like, there's only a couple times where we actually had the same coach and the same offensive coordinator for more than 2 years straight, three. So I think he'll grow into that. Actually, he's the last few games he's shown he got better. Like this last game, he was probably one of his actually more accurate games, but there was some throws out there that he left on the field that I'm sure he wish he would have got back, especially on a couple of drives where we went three and out on the first couple of drives, and then in the middle of the game somewhere towards the end. So like I think that'll come if as long as Ben Johnson's still there. We got the same system. He gets another year to learn the playbook, open it up more, and just getting more repetition with his guys. I think that'll come. It's like compared to last year, I'm like, man, he can't make an accurate throw for nothing. But this
Man,
year,
I don't
I
care if he wear orange polish or orange panties. I just want to see him get more accurate, bro. Because you can see the potential of him. We know what he's
yeah,
capable
but
of doing.
this something like everybody been preaching like the NFL don't give their quarterbacks time, so we gotta give it a little time. It's his second year. It's only
Yeah,
his second year.
100%.
So, not everybody could be CJ Stroud off the rip. I mean, even though CJ Stroud have a stroke his sophomore year, way worse year than Caleb having. But the thing is, Caleb Williams is 270 yards away from the Chicago Bears' first 4,000-yard passer. It can be done, especially against the Detroit Lions. I think Ben Johnson's going to get his revenge game this Sunday.
Carve their ass up. Carve their ass up.
And
We're gonna take it back
I
to
think
Thanksgiving.
he gonna dial some things up,
Hmm.
carve them up, and I think Caleb Williams gonna get that 270 somehow. Be the first Chicago Bear 4,000 passer. Everybody make a big deal about that. I mean, which is like that's crazy that we never had it, but like Chicago never been known as a throwing. Like it's been a defense and running team, especially with this weather that we have in the winter. So,
Let's go ahead and get that. Come on, Ben Johnson. BJ, dial it up for CW. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and get number 18. 18, let's go ahead and get 300 yards in this next game. We want the W, of course.
oh yeah,
The
definitely.
W is what matters.
Yeah,
If we
if
can
that
get the
don't,
W and the yardage, we want to get all that. We want to sweep the table. We want to take everything off the table from them and look good doing it. So let's get after that. Let's get after that.
so we lost 42-38, but a
Lord have mercy. What a game. What a game.
great game. This is about like the third or fourth game the Bears been in that's been considered game of the year, and we legit two for sure three that I could say are game of the year that we could be considered. And that was a game back and forth all week. We've been hearing, with the 49ers get the number one seed. They beat the Bears. People just overlooking us, and it was just like, are we gonna go out there and ball? And we gave them hell. We went down fighting. It came down to the last drive. Was literally 2 yards away from winning the game. We'll be having a whole different conversation this week had we got that last pass off. And it was a bad play on the last. That was just a bad call, or they say a bad alignment. It could have been a better call. I feel like, but it is what it is. I think it's one of those. Get this loss out the way. Let's get ready for this run. Beat Detroit, and then we go, 3, 4 wins in a row to try to get the Super Bowl run.
For
But
sure.
Caleb Williams had 330 yards, 2 touchdowns,
No interceptions.
no
What a game
interceptions,
for him.
no fumbles.
What a game, bro.
Anybody else, you get it, anybody else, that stat line, oh my God, that's a great like game. So it's just Purdy just went crazy. He
He
was
did. He did.
he looking like the reason why they kept that man, and
That's a
stretch
fact.
gave everybody else away that
That's a
wasn't,
fact.
fitting into that mold, and he looking good, man. I can't deny it.
I
They got a
can't
chance.
either.
They won't even have to go travel at all. I think they got a home next game for the last game of the season, and from the playoff on, especially if they get the number one seed,
Hmm.
they won't have to travel anywhere. But if they don't, then they'll have to go travel the first game at least, probably. So
That's it.
great game by the Bears. It showed that we could play with some of the best teams in the NFL. Like they was somehow the 49ers were one of the sneaky best teams. We beat the champs. We beat Packers.
Hmm.
Beat some good teams
Hmm.
this year. So I'm looking forward to this Sunday against Detroit. Should be a good game, but
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely.
Anything else on your from that game or the
No,
Bears
man,
here?
you covered it. You covered it. The only thing I'm mad about is that we didn't get the win. We did a hell
Yep.
of a job. Well, I can't say we. The Bears did a hell of a job going out there and playing, and trying to execute the offense. The defense looks like it needs some more help out there with guys missing and
Oh
people
yeah.
being hurt right now. But as far as offense goes, because everything is based off of offense and winning games, right? They say defense wins championships. But offense wins championships too, because someone has to score. All right. Someone has to score. Someone has to be able to put 3 points, 6 points, 7 points, or 8 points on the board and then get out of there from there. So a great game, hell of a game. I enjoyed what I was looking at, man. I look forward to seeing more games where maybe it's either offensive scoring or there's just an outburst of scoring, and then that last team just takes over a game. But we'll see what happens, man. I love it. I just love what's going on with the league, and I love what's going on with the Bears. And I had an argument with somebody at the bar. They said, "You ain't no Bears fan." I said, "You right. You got it right. I'm not a Bears fan. Ever since the Super Bowl, I haven't been a Bears fan in a very long time. So if they start doing well and they get it together, I'm not gonna mid-season just start riding their coattails. But I've been riding it because I want to see what they do, especially with having a quarterback. One of the things that they really needed was once you got the quarterback, you can get the wide receivers around them, either through the draft or through free agency. And
Right.
there's a plethora of players out there in any market, free agency or draft, that the Bears can get. So let's see what they do, man. Let's see what happens next going forward. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, then we could jump on your boys last night. Crazy game that LA Rams, Falcons.
Do we gotta
I,
talk about that, man?
I mean, that was the most interesting game besides ours. I mean, only reason I want to talk about it because like, what the hell happened? Because like, that's the thing. Like, this is one of those games. I was like, with the Falcons, they show up one week, they kill, and then the next week they ass. And another team, someone like that, I think those Carolina Panthers, they do the same thing. Like you don't know, they confusing. You don't know what they
Why,
gonna do.
bro? How do you
And then they start what they was what up 21-0 in the first half.
how do you lose a game as the Rams, 27-24, bro? Knowing you're the better offensively sounded team and you get beat 27-24, it doesn't make sense, bro.
Playing down the competition maybe because like or the Falcons just raised up to the competition when they played because like, they beat other teams on no they I think they're 4-1 this first how they had five primetime games I don't know but they was 4-1 well I can see what the talent they had but they was 4-1 in primetime games and those are against formidable teams like Bucks Rams a couple other teams that I can't remember right off the dome but
Terrible, bro. That was terrible.
Matt Stafford like you said
What are you
yesterday like
doing, Matt Stafford? Like
he trying to
blue
sell
and
his
gold, my G.
he trying to sell his MVP
No, man, go out
trophy
there and
down.
win. You're still playing behind Drake May and Bo Nix. At the end of the day, you're still playing behind two guys that are doing well out there. They have similar records to yours or better records than yours. And you really have to go out there and play the best type of ball that you can play to lock this up. The
Yeah.
whole point at the end of the season is lock it up and make sure there's a definitive winner. Without a shadow of a doubt, everybody knows that I am that guy. I am the most valuable player, and you leave it open for Drake May. You leave it open for Myles Garrett to get in there and take this damn trophy from you. Overall, I'll say this: who cares about a trophy if it ain't the chip? If it ain't the ship, who cares about a trophy? So if Matt Stafford got his eye on the prize and the biggest goal is to get that big trophy that everybody wants to get their hands on, then I understand that. And fuck these little baby bitch ass pussy ass trophies. Sorry for my cussing.
I mean, true. Like if he ain't going for the MVP, I mean, you still need those wins because like now they gonna have to travel somewhere, and if they gotta go somewhere cold, even though they showed up in Philadelphia last year in the cold, it was snowing though. It was like a 30-degree cold type, but it was going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But if they
Mm-hmm.
gotta go somewhere like somehow Chicago or who else would be up there? I mean, Seattle, that'd be a nice little game to go to, but I mean, just having to travel, even though LA, stadium. I mean, I guess they Rams fans, but it's a mix between Rams and Chargers. I heard they don't really got a real fan base like other teams like we do and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, you just have to travel now. So I mean, I want to see Rams do their thing. Hope they bring their best ball in the playoffs.
If
But
it's not the Bears going to the Super Bowl, I would like for the Rams to go. I don't really care about any other team out there.
it's just because he in his what 18th season, 19th season, then the 20th,
Mm.
and he never had an MVP. So like it would just seem like the all right, this is the last thing he need to get off his like in his career. He already got a championship.
He got the championship, which is dope, which is awesome. Because I was so happy when he won that championship. I was like, damn, about time, man.
He
Finally.
deserved that one.
Like he had all the weapons and everything around him, and now you just want him to get that MVP, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, but if you want, if you, I'm sure you would rather have two, Super Bowls instead of just one an MVP.
Yeah.
I
I
would, I
wouldn't
would
even
have
care. I
two.
wouldn't care about no MVP as long as I got the Super Bowl. Because
Yeah,
at the end of the day, when the people are arguing your name and they get to talk about you, guess what they get to say about you? He was the MVP. No, 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 no. He wasn't just an MVP.
he's
No,
just
matter of fact, he didn't win the MVP. He won the championship. Like he got the biggest prize that there was, and he succeeded at that. Like he's good.
yeah. Well, we'll see, man.
We shall. We gonna see what's happening.
Hopefully they, figure it out. But shout out to the Falcons for getting the win. They end up going what 7-9. Hopefully, that can help them get ready for next year and just like fix what you got around that. Obviously, they gotta go um get a quarterback maybe because I mean, unless they wait on Michael Penix, they probably are in the whole end of the year because the way they handled their quarterback situation this
Yeah,
year.
I
Either
think they blew that with the quarterback.
so it's just they kind of probably wasted a year of Bijan Robinson and Drake London's career, but they'll figure it out.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Another game that highly anticipated this weekend. Low scoring as hell though. Like it was definitely a defensive battle. The Philadelphia Eagles
Mm-hmm.
versus the Buffalo Bills, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking forward to this game, but it was a little snooze fest a little bit as far as like just not too much action going on offensively, but
Hashtacular. Go ahead, keep talking.
turnovers. Philadelphia won 13-12. Buffalo in Buffalo. Did I switch on this? I don't know. I think I was leaning towards Eagles on because of Vic. I was telling you, Big Fangio, man, one of the probably the best defensive coordinator, if not the best. Know how to dial it up, man. Uh, Josh was honing it this game a little bit, and then
Mm-hmm.
start to figure out the end. But on that 2-point conversion play where he could have took the game to one, he missed the wide open man. Didn't get his arm under it all the way or the air under it all the way. Wasn't that spectacular of a game, but could have some implications for seeding for them too.
Yeah, we'll see what happens now. We're gonna see what happens going forward.
But both running games
You
was
got to be
going.
paying attention if you're a betting person. You, of course, you're gonna pay attention to that. But we'll see what happens with them next going forward.
I think that was like this game is like another game. Oh, the Asathon game with the Raiders and Giants was the only two games going on at the time. So it was like they forced us to make us watch those two games. I didn't even watch the Asathon game, but the Giants won that one somehow, 34-10.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next
But
on the tab, brother. What you got, man? What you got, man?
well, shout out to Shador and perfect timing game. The Browns, they looked out for your boys. I don't even know if they allowed you back then yet. The Baltimore Ravens allowed gave them another week to actually
Probably.
face
I can see that. Yeah, I can see.
the,
I never
the
had to deal with that, but maybe he did do that. Maybe he did treat all those guys to go out and eat and everything like that. But I never seen no shit like that, so
no,
I
no,
can't say that's a thing.
I was just saying like because you kind of like jumped off the Ravens bandwagon last time, and they still got on life support. Like they got one more week, so but they face the
We gonna
Pittsburgh.
mute Keith. Boo! We gonna
But
listen to nothing else that he's saying.
they facing the Pittsburgh Steelers to basically win the AFC North, and make the playoffs. So I don't know if Lamar playing yet. They haven't heard anything yet, but come on, Lamar. This is your time to shine. This is the one year with no Pat Mahomes. All you gotta worry
Yeah.
about is Josh Allen and Bo Nix and motherfucking Drake May. You gotta beat
Yes.
old man
This is
yelling
the
Aaron
perfect time.
Rodgers.
What they're saying is the perfect time for Josh Allen to sneak in there and dominate because he's the most tenured quarterback. He's seen it all, and this would be the perfect thing for him to do. But what if it's not? What if there are guys who are just as strong and as hungry as you are and willing to take it, more than you are? So I think that's one of the things he got to be worried about. He needs to be working out with his teammates or his just strength and condition coaches and making sure that they can get the best result out of him,
Yeah. So. Browns beat the Steelers somehow, 13-6. I don't know what the hell going on with the. Oh, well, we know what's going on with the Steelers. DK Metcalf getting suspended for the last two games
Very true.
might have shown why that was a bad timing thing. Honestly, I can see this being something that I can see the Steelers getting away from DK
But
Metcalf.
why go out your way to do what he did though? It's obvious that you're pissed off and you're trying to have a discussion with a fan and look for your exit strategy and hitting them. But why do
Hmm.
that at the time when you know that you guys are trying to get up out of here and walk into the playoffs in a high spot or a higher spot than where you are right now? Why risk it and why take that type of chance that could hurt your career and cost you money? Why do it?
I don't know, man. Like some dudes just be emotional, man. Like, and I think that's all I was gonna say. Like, that's one of those things I can see this team be like, with that happening, if they don't make the playoffs, I can see them be like, all right, we're gonna trade you. Like, you
Yeah,
obviously can't keep yourself together or emotional or just keep yourself together to not do something like that. Like, call
yeah.
for the team, call for yourself, being the selfish move right there. And I wouldn't blame them. I mean, they saying they
Listen, you got to be dialed in at all times. Why are you going out your way to let someone else make a fool out of you, bro? Why are you letting someone make a fool out of you?
Yeah, like for real, like, and I'm
You know how
honestly
many
like,
times I hear people say stupid shit to me, and man, I go, if I were younger, I would slap the shit out you or spit in your face. But because I'm older and I have more to lose now, especially my freedom, I'm not gonna even bother you.
right,
I'm not gonna bother you. It's not because I'm scared of you or because of what you could have done to me. It's just because I understand that my freedom is on the line. And if I'm willing to risk my freedom to prove to you that I'm better than you are or that I can hurt you, I'm more violent than you are, I'm stupid because I'm dropping down levels. I went all the way from all the way up here and I dropped all the way down to the bottom just to prove how much of a fool I was instead of staying all the way up top.
yeah, that was
That's why I had my head down. I'm like, yo, there are times where we have to, as men, especially black men, consider the fact that there are people who are out there who are literally trying to pull us down, bro. That fan got what he wanted. He got what he wanted. He made a fool out of you. He went out his way to become a fool to make a fool out of you. You let
yeah,
a goofify you, bro.
yeah. Now he doing press conferences and shit and trying to tell his story and all. I'm like, come on, dog. That's some boneheaded stuff right there. And you might cost your team the playoffs if they don't make it good.
The
Because they
playoffs,
just,
because the last two games are the two games of the season, right?
yeah, basically like they wasn't locked in yet. Like if they would have won this game, they would have been locked in. But
You could have walked up to him and, hey, let me tell you something real quick. Wait, what was you saying? Suck my dick, pussy. And you could have walked off.
yeah, you can fight back with your own words. But some people don't know how to.
Or you could have walked up to him and said, hey, you do know I'm the reason why you're here paying for this game, right? I'm getting paid because you're here paying for me to be here. Stupid. I'm that good because you're paying to watch me. You're paying to look at me. Stupid. And went on about your business. You ain't have to do all that, man. At
Yeah,
some point, and I get it. Fans say things, or people say things to us in general every day that make us upset and angry. People say things about your mama, your daddy, blah, 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 blah. But let me say this as well. Do you think in reality they would ever say some of that shit to you or repeat it after you tell, yo, say it one more time? Say it one more time just so I can be clear what you said. Say it again. Just say it again so I can understand clearly what you just said to me. And all you gotta do is just pay attention to the look in their face.
exactly. That's gonna spook them more than anything, or they gonna type shit.
Because the truth of the matter is, no one really wants to say what they actually said, knowing that their life is on the line. And it's a chance that they could get hurt, wounded real badly, or a fatality happens. And there are people who act like they're gonna cross that line, that playfully cross the line, and there are people who are going to cross that line knowing that I am willing to go as far as I can to get the result that I'm looking for. But there's a small group of people that cross the line looking for that result where there's a fatality where someone is injured or wounded really bad. There's a very fine line, or there's a big thick line between those people who are willing to risk that type of damage and that type of image. And we have to always remember that. DK Metcalf, I understand you want to teach somebody a lesson. You want to teach this ignorant, fool-hearted motherfucker a lesson. But at the end of the day, it wasn't even a call for it because you ain't have to do nothing. The person don't even mean, they don't even mean that much to you. You should have went up to him and laughed and said, "Thank you, man. You're part of the reason why I'm here.
That's why I'm getting these big bucks.
That's why I'm getting this check. That's why I'm getting these coins. Because you here, stupid."
Yep. Yeah.
I'll leave it at that, man. That's why I have my head down because it's things like that that always remind me, man, to anybody that's listening, man, especially black men, keep your composure, keep it cool, cool, calm, collect, calm, chill, keep your composure, man. Don't let these people trick you about your spot. Say whatever it is you need to say openly, honestly, and upright and forthcoming. Be righteous about what you got to say. You ain't got to be all uncharacteristic and say a bunch of stuff. But if you got to call somebody a bitch, call them a bitch. If you got to call somebody a hoe, call them a hoe. Say the things that you need to say, but say it without being completely and overly aggressive. Say everything that you need to say, but say it within bounds or within reason so people can understand that you mean it, you mean what you say, and you're not just saying it because you're upset. Say the things that count, man. That way, if ever in life that you see that person and you go off, you can always refer back to that moment. It's like, well, I said it as clear as I could, and they didn't get it.
Yeah. Say
And
what
since they don't get it now, this is why they're getting slapped in the face. This is why they're getting tripped up and pushed down some stairs or something like that. This is why they're getting their teeth knocked out their mouth. And leave it at that.
yeah.
DK Metcalf, you got a 2 game suspension. So you probably lost like $500,000 or $1 million in the process of all this foolishness and nonsense, man. And you ain't even have to deal with all that. But I understand in the heat of the game, something is going on and you feel like I need to protect myself and I need to say something so this person don't think that they can have any advantage over me. And I get that. But in the end, the fact that you overreacted, it gave them what they was looking for, brother.
Yeah. It could potentially hurt future money from other teams or
Yeah.
the team that he got. So it is, like you said, it's freedom, everything, like freedom to everything,
For us, that's all it revolves around, bro. That's all it ever revolved around. And you got to be careful of dealing with no matter if they white, black, Mexican, European, Anglo-Saxon, purple, blue, brown, yellow, green, marshmallow, whatever it is. You got to be careful of these people that you deal with and you come in contact with because certain ones, bro, they have an agenda to pull you down. They have an agenda to make you look bad and look stupid. And you got to be aware of that because if you're not, that means that they have the ability to fool you into thinking that you're supposed to be a part of their stupid ass agenda.
yeah,
Remember, the NBA and the NFL have police officer or FBI officers following these guys around every day of their life just to make sure that they can understand where these guys are, who they're around, who their family members are, and they can track them. And if something goes wrong, hey, we was already watching you. So when we call you in the office, we're not calling you in the office because we want to know what happened. We're calling you in the office because we want to know your version of the story before we talk to these lawyers. And we put out a press report saying what we think happened, or so we can control the narrative. Duh. That's
yeah,
why, man, it's just best to just stay calm, man. When you get older and you're in a position where you know that nothing is worth your freedom and losing the things that you love to do. You have to be very careful out here, man. There's people out here just stupid, bro. They don't have nothing to live for. They don't own nothing. They don't have nothing. They don't even want anything out of life. They just want to make you look bad. And that guy, for that 5 minutes, bro, he got what he was looking for.
yeah, for real. Cause
So fuck
even
that fan.
even if he was just ignored it, just do send it to you. He already feel like he like, I said this to DK. I said this that. Like I got mines off, but you actually coming over there, saying some like interacting. You gave him everything he wanted, more than what he wanted, probably. Maybe a lawsuit,
100%.
maybe some money coming.
100%.
Just he finna get fucking lifetime tickets to the Lions game now and
All
every other
because,
game.
yeah, all because you couldn't keep your composure. And now this Butron, this this Boo Boo Cron gets to get tickets, or he may get paid a little bit, for some stuff that didn't even need to happen. But I get it. And then to DK Metcalf, I understand. Like I would want to slap the shit out of him too. But you gotta look the other way on some of this stuff, man. These dudes are silly. The women are silly. They're dumb, and it seems like we're losing intelligence over people wanting to replace that with finite things like materials and where
Yeah,
they are right now because they suckers.
mark ass tricks and bitches.
There
Oh,
you go.
skip, scab, and scallywags.
There you go. Talk about it.
Let's move on. I digress. Let's move on from that.
Yep.
It's gonna piss me off even more.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Asathon game of the week. Giants versus Raiders, 34-10. Basically the battle of who had the less people playing. Because Muzzle that everybody on injury report, big stars not playing. Tankathon is happening, and they're gonna try to find a way to fix that. A game that had implications, but it was fizzled out quickly. Seattle Seahawks 27 beat the Carolina Panthers. They had 10, 27-10. This was a
Are
game
you
that
saying the New York Football Giants threw that game for an NFL draft in 2026?
they won. It's the Oakland Raiders that totally threw it for us. So they trying to I guess to get their quarterback
Okay, got
or
you.
whatever. But
Thank you.
the Seattle Seahawks game and the Panthers, that was a game that the Bears was rooting for the Panthers to beat the Seahawks so they can fight for number one spot. But since we lost and Panthers lost, that was out the gate. We knew it was over with once that happened. But
Mhm.
Seahawks looking thriving good right now, going into the playoffs. They got to play the 49ers actually. So this actually this how you know the NFL script is scripting. That's why with the Bears, I knew there was a chance we was gonna lose that game because after the Panthers lost, I was like, oh, they're gonna try to make this find a way to get the 49ers to win so they can have the face off next Saturday, which they did it. They got the 49ers versus Seattle Seahawks for the number one spot
Mm,
in the NFC.
mm,
Trying to get that Saturday game, viewership, money, all that stuff. There was a play in the Bears game that CJ Gardner got a pick, but they called some bull penalty, touch him in the face, but he didn't touch him in the like.
mm-hmm.
So anyway, conspiracy. So they pretty much set that up, script that up. Shout out to the Seahawks, I guess. Next game went through Patriots versus Jets. This was blowout city, 42-10.
Mm-hmm.
This just gave what Drake made five touchdowns, 250 yards. That just improved his MVP case. So this might come down closer than I thought. I thought Matt was a runaway, winner, but these last couple weeks,
Nah,
might
no,
hurt.
both those guys are 5'8", 190 and 200 pounds.
So and the Jets, they got a lot of shit to figure out. They shittier than anybody else. So I feel bad for Justin Fields, Aaron Glenn. I wasn't too sold on him either way, but like as a black coach, black man, it sucks to see him have to go through that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they let him go after this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
One game that you know I didn't, I was not surprised this happened this way, but the Buccaneers versus the Dolphins. Um, the Dolphins beat the Buccaneers 20-17. The
Got you.
Buccaneers need to win that game so they could pretty much keep themselves in pace for the last game next week against Charlotte for the NFC South.
Okay, hold on. Hold on. Was, hold There are two or three teams. Florida, right?
Like all around. Yeah, it's Tampa, Miami, and
Okay.
Jacksonville.
There you go. Hold on. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep
Yeah,
going.
so and they end up losing to the Dolphins. Dolphins ain't going outside like everybody thought they was, but like they definitely moving on from Tua Tagliova. I guess Quinn Ewers might get the
Who do
potential.
you get? Who do you get?
Well, they got a rookie quarterback from I think where he came from Texas, Quinn Ewers. He's looking pretty solid this last game. I don't know. I think they might try to ride with him and probably get a veteran quarterback for backup.
Mm,
Help him. But depending on what they get in, like what place they get in the draft, they might try to draft somebody else.
okay.
But I'm hearing weird stories, about Lamar might be on, trade,
Yeah.
trade block. So I could low key see Lamar going to Miami.
Miami. What's the other place I thought about him going?
They had another team, but actually I heard they talking about something they could send Lamar to allegedly send them to the Minnesota Vikings.
Yes, there it is. The other purple team. Yes, that's what I was thinking about. I couldn't get it together, but I saw that. The only thing is his contract, and if you do that, you're gonna end up wiping out all your draft picks and everything else that you got going on for the next several years. So
Hmm.
I don't think that'll happen either. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nah, yeah, and because we don't need that right now. The Bears just got back solid, good. We trying to take over for the next 5, 10 years.
Yeah,
I mean, we already got to deal with the Packers. We already got to deal with Detroit. We already got to deal with Minnesota and Mike Conley. Let them.
yeah,
They chose their destiny. They had Sam Darnold.
yeah.
They chose to go with JJ. Let them figure that out.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
So don't help. Ravens do not help them. Don't make the NFC North any more crazy. Like let's keep this parity. Some
On some cool
even
shit.
even
Yeah,
level against across
yeah,
the league. Like that's the whole
yeah.
point. You want a team to have stars so that you can go watch these games every week or have these matchups.
That's a fact.
You
That's a
want all
fact.
you want all these good teams in one division. All right, we can beat each other up, but
That's gonna kill the body.
those teams could be also in the playoffs, and some of those teams can't might not be. But yeah, we'll see. Dolphins good win. Buccaneers, y'all couldn't afford that loss, but the Panthers lost too, so y'all have to fight for division next week.
That's a
That,
fact.
that's gonna be a tough game. I'm not too sold on Buccaneers win that game actually, since the Panthers lost, they usually do once they lose, they win one, lose one, win one. I might actually choose the Panthers to win that game.
Really?
Yeah, but but we we
Okay.
ain't, we ain't picking games yet until Saturday.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, Jaguars versus Colts. Jaguars won 23-17. It was a closer game than I mean. I ain't finna say that's a blowout score or nothing, but like it was a closer game. Actually, it wasn't that. It was getting out of hand, but like Phillip Rivers kept them in the game. Even though they had nothing to fight for. That's what it was. They had nothing to fight for. They got eliminated. They still came out and gave the Jaguars hell. But that's probably the last game for Phillip Rivers. He might be going back into retirement after that, unless he got that.
You think he gonna do it, bro? You think he gonna stick around and try to make a difference for the rest of the way, or is that just done for the Chargers?
They say the coach said they're gonna start their rookie Riley Leonard their next the last game of the season. But there's a thing though, cause like Riley Leonard actually know Phillip Rivers from before, like they worked out before even knowing each other on the Colts. Like they have like a history, so I'm pretty sure Rivers like, no, let, get him the reps, let him do his thing.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got 10 kids, I got a football squad, I
Hell
could go
yeah.
back to.
Hell
And,
yeah.
if somebody want to give him a look next year, then okay. If they don't figure out their quarterback situation, because Daniel
Yeah.
Jones gonna be out,
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, I don't think they sold on him anymore or want him too much anymore. I
They
do
should
feel
have
like
told him to stay in school and we'll look out for you from there. That's what they should have done with Anthony Richardson. But keep on talking.
yeah, yeah. But that was it pretty much. Philip, good coming back. Go ahead, sit your butt down unless somebody try to sign him next year, but I don't know about that. And then next game, another Athlon game. But look, they put up some points though. Saints versus Titans, 34-26. Saints end up being 6-10. This is a team they
That's
won.
a game they can win though.
They did win. They did. Tyler Shaw, the dude that got drafted, I think I forgot what round, second round, third round. Anyway, he got drafted before Shador. He started to look nice.
Well,
300.
Shador guy, he got taken in the last round.
So I think Kellen Moore might figure out he at least got like a backup or at least a solid starter for now with Tyler
Mm-hmm.
Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Titans, they gotta figure out their coach. They got a lot of things to figure out. GM, I don't know if he's new or not, but they probably got figured out with that. Get him a team around Cam Ward, man. Give him a line. Give him a better running back,
It'll be a while before he get it though, bro.
better defense. It depends on. I mean, you've seen with some of these teams, depending on who you bring in.
It will be a while before they get him though, don't you think?
Yeah, but it depends on if they can hit on some draft picks this year, maybe sign a person or two. Or I don't see no other Ben Johnsons out there right now, but
Mm,
we'll see at the end of the year who names start bubbling up and who might be worth picking up.
that's a fact. That's a fact.
We got Browns beat the Steelers. I said already, 13-6. Shout out to Shador getting a big win. Maybe the Browns give him a look next year for sure. Bengals beat the crap out of the Cardinals, 37-14.
We expected that.
Yeah, pretty much that offense.
We expected that.
They healthy. They can ball with anybody, but it's just the defense kind of gives up a lot of points and get beat up. So,
Okay.
but these Saturdays games this coming up is going to be not Saturday games. These pretty much
No, it's
last games of the
Saturday.
week.
Their game Saturday. Their
Games
game
two,
Saturday.
two games Saturday and two games the rest of the games on Sunday. We was gonna have a Monday night game had this game against the Lions going to be mean something, but it's not anymore. So
Mm-mm.
they canceled that. At the gig, they were supposed to come there, but they canceled that. Like, nah, never mind. We don't need to come through no more.
For
So
sure.
it's all good.
For sure.
But you know, it's what December 30th, man.
It's December 30th, man.
It's
Listen, we going into a new year, brother.
this year went by too fast, too quick.
No, I know it didn't, bro. It just means that you had a lot going on. Keith was out here at concerts, partying. He was at strip clubs. He did everything that I wanted to do, man.
Nah, man. I mean, I slowed down actually this year on like going out and like, but I did do when I did do some things, I did some things. But strip club was I ain't going to strip club this year. I don't like paying
You
for
didn't
TV.
go?
I don't like paying for TVs, but like I'll go and see some ass shaking, some titties, some here and there.
Some of them don't even mind
But
if you show up.
I ain't throwing no too much money though. I'm like
Uh-uh.
quarter
Uh-uh.
here, 50 cent here. No, it's fine.
Hit him in the head with it like ping, ping.
It's currency, bitch. But
Right.
no. But want to get into like a either year in review of 2025
Year in review.
or
Year in
best
review for
of or
2025. Let's talk about music. What's some of the best music that you heard in 2025, my brother?
some of the best music I heard. I'm the last few years I've been becoming like a straight like album guy. Like I gotta listen to the album, whole album before I, really get into some music. Or I don't listen to singles no more too much. I don't want to throw me up. I like to hear what you brought in the
Mm-hmm.
package.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
some of the best
Mm-hmm.
albums I heard this year.
Okay.
There was a bunch of dope albums, a lot of trash albums, but albums that stuck with me or like I know I kept going back to this year. The main one, the best one, I thought that might should win the Grammy. Clips, Let God Sort 'Em Out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
One of the best, albums this year. The reunion of brothers, Pusha T and Malice, who my favorite Clips rapper since before. I didn't think he was gonna really come back out a couple years ago until I seen him doing tours, and your concerts. I'm like, oh, he coming back, but who
Yeah.
knew we was gonna get a full album, fire album, FICO, probably my favorite song off the album
Ooh,
after
by the grace of
months
God.
debate. But I went to the concert, that was fire. They've been on fire, man. They rolled out was great. How they did this whole thing
They
as a
went
Clip
back
fan.
old school with their methods of trying to put the album out and trying to get it promoted and everything. They went to the record labels who were like the public relations and they used these guys, or they asked for their top guys who had talked to them before, and they made sure that people were able to grasp the experience of them putting out an album instead of just putting it out there and let it happen. They went out there and they got people to interview them and talk to them about the album. And those people, not necessarily saying that they were bought off, but those people genuinely enjoyed the album, which I did. And when
Mhm.
it's all over, said and done, you want to listen to the album and you want to go back and hear it and listen to what they were saying about the album that made it so good. And then you can go from there and realize, oh, yo, this is one of the top albums of the last 20th century.
Yeah.
Because to me, it was.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Fire album. Like it's one of them. Like the more this to it, it got better. Like people
Yeah,
practice, you ain't mess with practice
100%.
first as much, but it's like, oh, okay, I see what they did there, and they
100%.
they linked
Yeah.
back with Pharrell, so that's a Virginia match made in heaven right there. Great album. Another one of my favorite albums was JID. God Don't Like Ugly. I. I rocked with Jid and like I knew he could rap, but like the first couple albums, I was like, he decent, but this one, he did this thing. I feel like, as far as production,
This one,
spitting.
he didn't really show what's it's a song that he has out. It didn't show all the layers he that I wanted to see from him. Like
Mhm.
what I really wanted is for him to rap with Jay-Z. Let me just say that. Can I
Yeah.
just say that?
I mean, he got community with the Clips, which I feel like he's standing on his own with them on that. But he gave a little bit of like Atlanta in there with the skate song with Sierra. That's some skate, roller
Mm-hmm.
derby type stuff. ATL,
Mm-hmm.
T.I., all that stuff. Work was a fire song. Uh, what's the other song? He got the song with Ty Dolla Signs.
Mm.
Don't, don't give up. Yeah, I'm unforgivable, something like that. Don't give up on me. Fire song, like actually, like I was just surprised, like the songs that he had on there, and just like hip hop centric or like Atlanta centric, and just like great quality. I think that was one of the better albums this year to me. Chance the Rapper. Actually, this is an album that grew on me. I wasn't too happy when I like not too happy. I wasn't too like, oh, this is fire, but he snapped with his Starline album. Some great messages on there. You tell he been reading, he been, doing some homework on like just as a black culture, black man,
Uh-huh.
what he
Uh-huh.
do. He had bars in there. He had some good bars in there. I ain't gonna stunt. Good production, good appearances by fellow Chicago rappers, and just for a bounce back. Like he haven't had an album in 6 years. It was looking a little ugly for him a little bit, you know, during that time. So
Mm.
solid album on his part.
And he
Uh,
really hasn't put the project that he has out now. What do you think of that? Or am I
Starline?
tripping?
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, that was the one I was just talking about.
Okay. All right.
So yeah,
Okay.
I was saying that I was actually that grew, it was an album that grew on me.
See, I'm not a fan of that. If the album has to grow on me, that means I've been listening to it too much. But if you can put out a project and it grabs my attention right away, I should be all right from there. The fact that I have to listen to it five, six, seven, 10 times and it grows on me says no, that's not a good look. You should be able to listen to it the
Uh,
first couple of times and be that way. And I'm not speaking to nobody else but myself. That's all I'm saying. Just me. Nobody else but myself, but me.
no, it's just like the first couple times I didn't give it the full attention that it needed. Like I was,
Gotcha. No, I
on the
heard
way
you. I
to
heard
on the
you.
way to work and type stuff. So it's just like, all right, let me sit down. That's why like grew on me. Like I ain't force songs that I didn't like to make me like it. But there has been times where I probably didn't hear the intent or why the song was good. It just was I didn't like the way it sounded. I'm like, I'll just beat it in my eyes. But I started to see little things like, oh, okay, I can see why. Or maybe I didn't just hear it. I wasn't in the mood to hear it the way it was. But saw the album. Conway, The
So
Machine.
I did not finish the Conway the Machine album. I have to go back and listen to it. I'm halfway through it and I'm not liking what I'm hearing so far. So I'll leave it at that. That's all I have for you.
You Can't Kill God with Bullets. Uh, Freddie Gibbs. Alfredo, him and Alchemist.
That was a
Alfredo
decent
too.
album. That was a decent project.
Yeah, Alfredo too.